Hi, my loves. How are you? It feels like a while I've been on here live. It feels like it's been a long time. But I really only took I don't know, 4 days kind of off of social media. Not really posting much. I just felt like I wanted to disconnect a little bit from social media, give myself a break, and I feel a lot better. So I'm back. It's good to, honor the cycles and feel into whether it's time to, go ahead and go full throttle or take your foot off the pedal and, coast a little bit. So good to be back though. Hi, welcome, welcome. If you're watching live, say hi. And if you're watching on the replay, say hello. So I want to talk about this process that I've been doing. Oh, yes, you caught me. Yes, Mallory, yes. Welcome to the party. I love that I have a literal pop star watching my lives. That's pretty cool. That's clout right there. Hi. And I want to talk about this process. And it's from this book, this little known book, or widely known book called Ask and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks. Okay, so I didn't create this. I didn't make this up, but I want to share it. Of course, I'll always hype you up, and it's true. So at the back of this book, basically, in a nutshell, this book is like my spiritual New Age Bible, if you will. I've had this for about 9 years. I refer to it many, many times. I will always have this book the rest of my life. It's just such a great book to introduce you to law of attraction, energy, how that works, all that stuff. So if you haven't got this book and you feel called to New Age spiritual stuff, do get it. Called Ask and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks. It is channeled material. It's really freaking cool. Anyway, so at the back of this book, they give you 22 practices to help you move your energy, right? Because basically the only way that you manifest what you want, right, is being in alignment, right? Being more in the good zone of feelings than the heavy zone, right? And not to say that you shouldn't ever feel heavy emotions. They're there for a purpose. We've got to feel them. They're part of duality and all that stuff, right? But the more that you feel good about what you want to create and what you want to call in, the more you will call those things in, right? So this book kind of goes over that. So at the back of this book, one of the processes is called the emotional scale. So moving up the emotional scale. And I will take a picture of this and put it in the comments below because it'll be relevant to you guys once I get into it. So what this process does is it basically takes you from where you are emotionally around a subject to where you want to be, right? So it doesn't spiritually bypass. It doesn't say, just think positive. Basically, it's like this process is you start where you are. You start where you are on the emotional scale, right? And so, for example, I was feeling kind of like stressed about money yesterday. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this emotional scale process, right? And so I was like, what is the worst feeling that I'm feeling? So I kind of listed a few emotions, right? And frustration was kind of like the lowest emotion. And so basically, they give you like a list of 22 emotions. There's a bunch more kind of in between, right? But basically, these are the basics. And the bottom of the scale is fear, grief, depression, despair, and powerlessness. And this is like the heaviest emotions you feel in life, right? At the top of the scale is joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation, right? So we have emotions that range between there. So the bottom of the scale is just the heaviest, dense emotions where you're cut off from your higher self in those moments when you feel like that. You're cut off from the truth of who you are is what it basically means. And then when you're in the highest realms, right, you're really connected to who you are. You're really in tune with, your soul and God and whatever you want to call it, right? And this is the energy that, if you're in more of the time, life goes better. You feel better, first of all, but life goes better when you're in these emotions here. Not to say any emotions are bad or wrong, right? It's just telling you what the emotions mean to you and what that means about what you're currently going to be experiencing. And then if you stay in those emotions long enough, what you're going to be attracting, right? The good thing though is being in the heavier, denser emotions. It takes a lot more momentum in the heavier, denser emotions to create negatively, right? So if you are constantly feeling, let's say near the bottom, insecure, right? Insecurity is second from the bottom. If you're constantly feeling insecure, it takes a while for you to feel insecure before you manifest things that reflect that. When you're in the higher emotions, the higher frequencies, right? It takes less momentum for you to experience great results. So high frequency, high emotions create faster results. So don't worry about thinking a negative thought, right? Like, don't be like, oh, I thought one negative thought about this thing, therefore it's not going to come. It takes a lot of heavy energy to manifest because it does move slower. It doesn't vibrate as fast, right? So that's kind of a relieving thing to know. I kind of just felt like saying that. So you take whatever it is that you're feeling down about, right? So I was kind of frustrated with money the other day. So I was like, okay, I feel frustrated. And frustration is kind of like the middle of the scale, but like just above overwhelm and just under pessimism. And so I was like, okay, that's the worst that I feel. I feel frustrated or impatient. I tend to feel this negative emotion more than most. That's kind of where my negative emotions live, is around that zone, right? And some of us are below and some above. So it doesn't matter. Don't judge yourself for it. So I was like, okay, basically what you do is you state or write or think a few statements around your desire on that level, on that frequency. So for me, I love to journal because journaling is a really good focuser. It helps you just kind of stay present, stay with your thoughts, and it creates momentum. So I love journaling, but if you're on the go, you certainly can just think them, right? Or say them out loud. So I was like, okay, I'm frustrated with money, right? I feel impatient that I don't have more right now. I'm waiting for more to flow into my life, right? I felt frustrated and impatient around money, right? Even though, and again, this might sound ungrateful, I have manifested quite a bit of money this month. But anyway, I felt how I felt, so don't judge me on that. But I still was feeling frustrated. So I said my statements around that. And then pessimism is above that. And so pessimism is like what? Like negativity, right? And so it's like, oh, like, I don't know, man. Like, you know, money just kind of seems to avoid me when I want it. You know, it's not really cooperating with me right now, right? And that would be a statement on pessimism, right? Now, the next statement up is boredom, right? So it's like, oh, I'm kind of overthinking about money right now. I'm just kind of done. I'm done with money. I'm done worrying about it. I'm done stressing about it. Like, I'm over this. Like, let's just move on, right? So that's boredom. And then now you're going to say a few statements around contentment, because contentment's the next one up, right? So how can I be content and be like, well, you know what? Actually, right now, I'm okay. Like, my bills are paid for right now. You know, I've got food in the fridge. I've got a roof over my head. Like, I'm actually okay for today. You know, things aren't perfect, but, like, I'm actually okay. Like, I'm better off than I'm probably realizing, right? That will be contentment. And the next one up is hopeful. So you say a few statements around hopefulness, right? So, well, I'm hoping that, you know, things get better. I'm hoping that this situation resolves itself. I'm hopeful that, you know, more money will flow into my life really quickly, right? So I can take care of X, Y, Z, right? That's hopeful. Now you're going to move up to optimism. Okay, so how can I be optimistic about my money situation or whatever the thing is you're worried about, right? Optimistic, well, you know, I do think that things can change, right? I do feel like, you know, things do get better. They have gotten better from where I was. Where I was a year ago, you know, I've definitely changed and improved my life around money. And I've definitely grown it from that mindset. And, you know, I'm experiencing money differently now, right? So I'm optimistic that, you know, from where I'm at now, I can then go to the next level even, and the next level, right? It's natural to grow and evolve and receive more around the subjects that you're working on, right? So that's optimism. And then positive expectation and belief. So these are like the next, like quite high frequencies, right? Around positive expectation up to joy. So if you cannot find thoughts at that high level yet, like let's say you started off at the bottom, like around fear and depression and grief and powerlessness around something, you're probably not going to make it to the top of the scale in one day, right? That's too far of a jump. That's a big vibrational jump. But even if you made it halfway up or like a third of the way up, right, you've moved your energy on that subject, right? And so celebrate that movement, celebrate that emotional jump, because any movement upwards is relief, and you're probably feeling better. Even if you're not feeling like 1,000%, you're feeling better than you were when you first started this, right? So go as high as you can. Go as high up as you can on the emotional scale. But if you get near the top and you're like, oh, fuck, I really just can't find a thought that feels like that yet, that's okay. Stop, right? And the next day, you start again and say, okay, how do I feel on the subject today, right? And then be honest and start at the heaviest emotion, and then go up again, and then you'll be able eventually to get to the top, right? So don't feel like you have to go from 0 to 100 all at once. You don't. But for the sake of this exercise, right, I'm just going to go do it with you. So the next is positive expectation and belief, okay? So what thoughts around money can I think of that are positive expectation or belief? So I do believe things can get better, right? I've proven to myself that I can shift how I feel around money, and I can receive a lot of money. I've showed myself that on many, many occasions this year, right? Even this month, I've received quite a bit of money, right? So I do believe that more money will flow. And I do expect it to happen at some point, right? Even if it's not going to happen on my timeline right now, I do expect it to come into my life at some point, right? So that is that. So enthusiasm, eagerness, and happiness is the next one. So I'm really eager. I'm really looking forward to experiencing this money flow. I'm really eager about this. It would make me really happy. It'd make me really happy to have a lot of money and have that experience and just be able to go with the flow with money and enjoy life and have a new relationship with money and really feel that support even more than I already am, right? I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be really cool when that happens for me, right? So that's eager, right? And I can already feel that shift in my energy, right? Just even saying that. Number 2 is passion. So second from the top. So how can you be passionate about your desire, right? How can you be passionate about what you want and what you're talking about? So it's like, I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about changing this relationship to money. I'm really excited about receiving a lot of money and having a lot of money to play with and all the things that I can do with it. I can go on vacations, I can give to charities, I can help out friends, I can buy beautiful, fall clothes because I love the fall and I love the fall fashions, and I can take myself and my partner out for a beautiful meal, and I can buy, that Aston Martin DB11, that'd be really, really exciting and passionate for me. And I'm really passionate about helping others and being the example of abundance and really being someone that people look up to in that area, because I know what it's like not to be there. So now that I've made it there, how cool is it to be able to be an inspiration for others and be able to, hold that example and be able to help them and pick them up and hold them to abundance, right? Just like I did, right? So that's passion. And then joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation is the very top, right? So you could say, I could say things like, I really appreciate the fact that I'm learning all these money lessons. I know that every trigger I have around money, every little thing, bump in the road, is teaching me something around money. It's teaching me a new level to it. It's teaching me something that I can work on to then move past it and embody the version of myself who has a shitload of money, right? So I do appreciate the lesson in this, right? I appreciate the fact that money is available. I appreciate the fact that there are so many examples of people around there that do have a lot of money that I can look up to and that I can, kind of learn from and kind of, take their energy on. I appreciate the fact that there are so many money teachers in this space right now that are showing you what's possible and showing me what's possible, right? I appreciate all of the ways that money has shown up for me this week and this month and this year and shown me that I can trust it and it is supporting me, right? I appreciate all those lessons. And I even appreciate the fact that I was born into an environment that had lack, because now I'm able to move past that and develop myself at a soul level and, of course, help others as a result of me doing that, right? And I appreciate all the beautiful clients that I have coming into my business and who are supporting me and who I'm supporting and who I love working with. And I appreciate all these wonderful ideas that I have. And I appreciate that today I won, $4 off a scratch ticket, right? That's pretty cool. I appreciate that I recently experienced, receiving a decent chunk of money into my household that didn't come from my business, which is amazing, right? I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate all of you guys being here, watching this, getting guidance from this, hopefully getting inspired from this, and we can share this beautiful moment together, right? I appreciate the fact that I have this platform to do so, to uplift you guys, right? So do you see how this works? I feel different now, right? Just from that conversation, moving from feeling frustrated to the very top, right? And like I said, you don't have to go to the top at once, right? Maybe going 3 steps up is enough. Maybe going from, fear, grief, depression to revenge is a movement, right? That's 4 steps up the ladder, right? Maybe you can only go as high as anger. Maybe you can only go as high as worry or doubt or overwhelm, right? That's still movement in the right direction. That means you're shifting your energy. And then from that point forward, the whole world reacts differently to you, right? Everything changes. And the more consistent you are with this, of course, the more you're going to see those changes. So it's like, throughout my day, if I get, triggered or annoyed or something happens, I'm like, ugh, right? Like, even if it's not a super, like, devastating thing, even if it's like a slight annoyance, I love doing this work on it. I love sitting down with my little notebook, with the emotional scale, and working my way up from the lowest emotion, because it really just gets the kinks out of your energy, right? Because it's not just the heaviest shit in your life that's causing your energy to stagnate and be very heavy and for you to feel stuck, right? It isn't just the heavy shit. It's like all the minor annoyances. It's all the little things that add up throughout the day, right? You get cut off in traffic, right? Your partner says a sly comment to you in the morning and you're like, oh my God, right? Like, you get a text message that pisses you off. Somebody on Facebook has a different viewpoint than you do, right? It's all these little things, little things, little triggers throughout your everyday. And if you're not on top of your energy and you're not on top of shifting it when it happens, like, you're just causing a bunch of negative momentum, right? So this tool is a really good way to make sure that you are addressing those things throughout your day, that you take the time to massage the kinks out of the energy that you have going on, right? So I'm obsessed with this process right now. Like, I'm using it on everything. I just think it's so good. And if you feel called to use it, please do, right? Please do. And I'll post the image of the emotional scale in the comments below for you guys to refer back to. And you can save it on your phone, right? Or save it wherever on your tablet so you can refer back to it when you're doing this work. I think I just had a moment of negative momentum. Yeah, for sure. For sure, we all do. We all have moments of negative momentum, right? And it's okay. Don't judge it, right? But do what you can to just massage it into a better feeling place. And like, that's why I love this process, because it's not saying you have to be perfect and be 100% aligned with what you want. It's just like making that movement just a little bit up the scale is so beneficial, right? Like 10% movement changes your point of attraction, right? And then over time, you just get to the very top of the scale and you're just like, now you have a set point, right? Now you have an energetic baseline when you do this enough, an energetic baseline that really serves you, right? Once you're there, and if you hold that frequency long enough, that just becomes your standard, right? And then it's really easy to get back up there and really create some cool things in your life. So let me know if this resonates. Let me know if you have any questions about this. And I still also do have spots in Alchemy, my one-to-one program. It's a 4-week coaching program, and I basically help you either do some deeper inner work, to help you feel more powerful, feel more worthy, feel more limitless. If those are areas you struggle in, have more confidence, right? I help shift energy, right? So for example, one of my clients, we're working on her anxiety, right, in this program, right? And we're doing some great work with that. Somebody else had some codependency things she's working on, right? So this work that I do can help with a variety of things, but we basically take moments in time in your life, in your past, in your childhood, that, formed an idea and an emotion about yourself that you've been carrying to this day, right? A belief about yourself or an emotion that's very disempowering. So we basically take that memory, that moment in time, those feelings, and we transmute them so that when you come out of this process, you're a new person, and now you feel in your power and you know that your past doesn't define you. So if that is something that you want to do, Alchemy is the program for you. Alchemy is also for those who want to manifest, who want to get into calling in their desire, whether it's, some more abundance, starting a new business, just feeling more confident, attracting better relationships, whatever you want to call in, but you feel like you need more help with it. Like, and I feel like there's so many vanilla manifestation programs out there that just talk about, use affirmations and vision boards. And the people that, I work with and who are attracted to me, they need a little bit more help, right? They need that like deeper inner work, that deeper inner alchemy, because we've been through some real shit, right? This program isn't for people who had decent lives and only have blonde hair and drinks pumpkin spice lattes and have a picture perfect home and then teach manifestation, like this is for people who've been through real shit and even some traumas. I am trauma informed and need serious, support to get themselves out of that old programming and out of that old paradigm. So now that they actually can manifest what they want from a solid foundation of self-worth and self-love and, confidence, right? And belief in self. So if you want to have that solid platform to then create self-worth, confidence, belief, and be able to then actually know that you deserve what you want to create and actually believe that you can have it, therefore creating it, right? That's what alchemy is for. We definitely do some deep work together. And then I also, of course, teach you, the manifestation, the energetics around calling the new, but we really make sure that you have a solid base energetically so that you actually are able to call in what you want, right? Because I feel like that section of people in the manifestation world is kind of left hanging sometimes. So if that resonates with you, you can join Alchemy. I will post a link in the comments below. There's also a link in my bio about that. It is a 1-week one-on-one program with me. You get 3 sessions and then you get unlimited support on Messenger. Like you can voice or text me anytime during that 1 month, and I help you in the day-to-day. So that's really where the magic happens. So anyway, that's only $6.99. The payment plan is available, just FYI. So I hope this process helped. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. And I will talk to you guys all very soon. Have a beautiful day.